Hello, welcome to the video. So some of you may recognise this footage, but it's brand new, I assure you. What I'm doing, I'm revisiting the first ever video I did, because this is going to be video 50 now for the channel. So I thought it'd be a good idea, as I was just testing the camera out last time, to try and get another video done that's got better audio, fingers crossed. Now this is my second take today of this one, because the rain did actually come down in bucket loads, so I'm playing a little bit of peekaboo with the rain today. So I'm just walking along towards Bersham Ironworks now. If you can remember last time, first dad joke of the day, well, comment I suppose, big stream, small river, there we are. So at this point last time I was talking about the camera, and that I was testing it out, and it's a Wolfang GA100, and it's an entry-level action camera, reasonably priced for the results that you get. With the memory cards and the camera itself, I paid around about in the region of £50 through Amazon. It's a Wolfang, W-O-L-F for Freddy, A-N-G, G-A, Golf Alpha 100. If you fancy getting out about yourselves a little bit and doing something, it's a good thing to do. Get your steps in. Now the only thing I would say, I would probably try and get a better microphone, because as I've mentioned on previous videos, it does pick up every little breath, and if you're walking up a hill, can make you sound like you need a defibrillator. And also when it's very windy, as you've seen on some of the videos, it picks everything up, so I'll probably need a what would it be called, a unidirectional mic rather than an omni, so it doesn't pick everything up. So I'm looking into that. Anybody who's watching this and has any suggestions, fire them away please. I have bought another one today that's coming at some point. So the first point to show you is Bersham Ironworks. Now they did refurbish these works, but like I said previously, there don't appear to be any opening hours or times of the year when you can actually go and see them, which is slightly disappointing. I could be wrong, you know, come March, April time it could be all open to the public, and you can see how iron used to be processed, worked. So with a bit more confidence, I'm going to tell you now I'm walking towards Plas Power Woods, and I'm going to walk part of the trail of King Offa. So we're going to see a couple of nice things on the way, en route, which I hope you enjoy as much as I do when I come down here. There's quite a lot of cars about today, because I think everyone's had the same idea. We've had a weekend of very stormy weather, where perhaps yesterday a lot of people were indoors, so they thought, I've got to get out. A little bit of blue sky in between the rain, so maybe that's been the semiotic signifier to facilitate people's ideology. There we are. In other words, get off their backsides and get out. Right, I showed you last time. Nice church there. So it's not a hamlet down here, it would be a village if it's got a church, wouldn't it? It's good architecture. I'm becoming a bit of a church lover in terms of architecture. A lot of my videos seem to have a similar theme, don't they? But well built. Doesn't look that old actually. So we're coming up to the entrance of the woods. So like last time, I'll show you the council information board, which is bilingual. So any of you Welsh speakers watching, you can have a look at that. It's actually not a bad day now, to be honest. Like I say, half an hour ago when I came down here, it was pouring down. Right, there we are. Nantmill and Plaspower Woods. Woodland Wonderland at Nantmill and Plaspower Woods. Discover King Offa and his dyke on the family trail. So let's do that. So last time I brought you down here, my virtual friends, it was very much an autumnal scene with a lot of golden leaves on the floor. And if any of those golden leaves were still on the trees before the weekend, I can't imagine they are now. I'm sure they'll have blown far, far away. Bit muddy, it has rained a lot. So you probably hear me squelching underfoot. Try not to go flying. Yeah, so last time it was rather autumnal. Now obviously we're in the middle of winter, if you like. It's the 22nd of January as I film this. I'm not skiving from work. I tend to work 4 on 4 off at the moment. Going to change shortly. So I do tend to get some time to get out and about, which is nice. Now you can probably hear water in the distance. And like I said on the previous video, there are some points on this walk that are very aesthetically pleasing. This is the first one. And last time I showed you it, there was very much a copper tinge. But I did explain that would be down to iron rather than copper, as I was reliably informed by somebody. So we're coming up to the first aesthetically pleasing point, and it's a little bit of a waterfall. Obviously there's been quite a bit of rain, so it's fairly aggressive at the moment. And you can still see that tinge, that coloured tinge in the water before it descends. Very calming though, even though it's aggressive, it's still very calming to be by water, isn't it? Give you a little bit more of an idea that leads up to the waterfall. Okay, so that's the first part that I really enjoy looking at. And we're just going to make our way around now, where it becomes a little bit more open, but also rather muddy as well. So if you do intend to come down here, I would certainly bring some suitable footwear and clothing. If it does get rather muddy, I'll show you. Don't know if that gives you the idea or not, but I can assure you it's rather soggy underfoot at the moment. I'll just show you from a different angle to where the water's disappearing to that fall. You can just see the edge of it there on the left of the picture. Okay, I'll carry on. Like I said to you, it does open up a little bit now. Got some very tall trees. Just walking around a couple of people having a nice conversation. It is rather quiet down here today, as it tends to be actually. So it's a really good place to bring your dog. Like my dog, I have a dog called Alfie. I did mention in the last video. He's a rescue staffy that my son looks after, because there's another dog there and they've got company for each other while we're out at work. So, but during lockdown, Alfie and I became very close friends and went on some lovely walks. And he would absolutely love it down here. So I don't know if you can hear me squelching away. It is rather muddy. I'll just get over this bit and I'll start waffling again. So I did mention that you could film a film like Deliverance down here, but I also gave a trigger warning for young people not to watch that film ever, because it's not suitable. But my point I was making was that We're so close to the town, city, whatever Wrexham's known as, depending on your viewpoint, the centre of it, and yet you could be miles from anywhere really. It just seems like that. You're literally 10 minutes. So if you want to come with the family, some of the family are coming to Wrexham for an alternative reason, a festival or football, yeah, I mentioned it, something like that, and you don't really want to go to the game, you're literally 10 minutes away from where the ground is. So to access it, there are a number of ways. You can come down to here from a village called Roostutlin, or you can come from Townway where Aldi and Morrison's are, come out of the entrance into there, turn right and head towards Ruthin just before you get to the big traffic lights to take you back onto the A483. You can take a left and follow the road down, and then at the bottom turn right and you'll see the A483. You can go under the pass, the bridge, and then park up. Or you can come from Coedpoeth. Have I pronounced that slightly better? I've worked on it a little bit, but I believe it's Coedpoeth. Again, apologies to my Welsh friends. I'm not doing quite a bit of work down here, not actually in the woods themselves, but nearby, so you might hear a few wagons and things. They are tarmacking the road that leads up to where you park up, so that's good. Okay, so I'll show you a bit more of the water. It wasn't as forthright as this last time. It's certainly got a bit of a spurt on today, the water, due to the rain. And like I said on the last video, it's around about here I normally get greeted by some kind of dog. That's another thing. Wear some old pants, because you might get a friendly dog saying hello. Now that might not be your thing. Let's hope it is. It's certainly my thing. Can't resist a good old pooch. I'll just show you these trees. They're pretty phenomenal, aren't they? How high they go up, how long they've been here, how many things they've spotted, how many stories they could tell if they could speak. We've got these ladies who I saw earlier on take number 1 on their return trip. I'll try not to film them. See, some people just don't like being filmed, and that's understandable, so I always try and turn the camera away if I can. You can see the bank sides now, and then last time I came down here they were literally covered in golden leaves, and it created quite a spectacle. You can check out the earlier video. I called it Testing Wolf-Fang, and it dates back a couple of months now, but the audio wasn't great. I'm hoping this audio is slightly better. However, I did have some issues yesterday, not so much with the quality of the recording, it just didn't record. But I think for some reason the microphone muted. Could have been the weather, because I was walking in some ridiculous wind. There was a lot of power cuts and everything last night in the Wrexham area, I believe. Luckily I wasn't affected. So we're on this family trail at the moment, and the culmination of this video will be exactly the same as last time. I always try to come up with a really good climax to the video, so if I'm a bit sniffly today, I do apologise. It's not the nicest thing to hear if somebody's snorting away. I'll try not to. It's that time of year, isn't it? I think we've all got the sniffles a little bit. And the weather can't make its mind up. Some parts of the UK minus 15 last week, and then this week plus 15. Wow, significant, isn't it? I'm just walking on a little bit more. I'm going to show you what I class as the next aesthetically pleasing part, really, in a second. And I suspect it's probably where those ladies have been, because you do tend to get a lot of people dipping their toes in the water, and if they're a little braver, having a little swim. It's a natural shower. Now in the summer it's quite busy down here by comparison, you know. It's not mega busy, but you'll get a few people doing just what I say, having a little dip, cooling down, cooling off. It's a nice place to come. My friend did say his son climbed a tree above it and he had his heart in his mouth, so I wouldn't recommend that. But that's kids, eh? No fear. So I'm just walking over to there now. I'll show you a bit closer. Hope you're enjoying this video. I'm trying to keep my waffle to a minimum today and just allow you to look at the nice photos, really, photography, filming. So there we have it. That's significantly more powerful than last time I came here. I certainly wouldn't want to put my head under that shower. Probably wouldn't have a head left, but it's nice to see the force of nature in full effect. Okay, funnily enough, it's around about the same length of video as last time, so it's interesting. That was about 17 minutes and we've reached the same point, so unusual, isn't it? I must walk like this all the time, no matter where I go, like a snail. So I'm just going back on the path now. It's almost finished, this video.